My name's Darren Edwards, I'm from Shrewsbury, 30 years old. I work for Shropshire Council, but I'm also the expedition leader for Kayak for Heroes. 4 years ago my life changed quite dramatically when I sustained a sort of high-level spinal injury from a rock climbing accident in North Wales. Very lucky to survive, but obviously as a result it kind of changed the course of my life quite dramatically. Changed a lot of things within it, and also kind of challenged my own perception of who I was as a person and the things that I wanted to do and could do in life. It's been a challenging 4 years. Since becoming paralysed 4 years ago, I've been on something of a journey of kind of rediscovery in terms of the things that I could do and wanted to do in life. And one of those things, or the first thing that I did once I got out of hospital and started to relive my life, was to start kayaking. And it's been a natural progression over the course of a couple of years, training with the Paralympic team in Nottingham, but more recently kind of doing more adventurous kayaking, which has led us to what we call Kayak for Heroes now, which is a team of 5 injured veterans that are taking on a quite epic challenge of kayaking from one end of the country to the other, from Land's End to John O'Groats, which is a distance of 1,400 kilometres, and has never been done before by people with injuries of our kind of type, or by an adaptive team at all. So this is a world first. We've got 5 people in the team that have very distinct stories that have gone through life-changing events in their own lives. And myself, rock climbing accident, spinal injury, being told you'll never walk again. Ben, who was serving in the army and was shot numerous times, very lucky to survive. Johnny, just commissioned out of Sandhurst, had a stroke, paralysed down one side of his body, has fought back over the last 5 years to get as much control as he can. Luke stepped on an IED in Afghanistan, lost a big chunk of his leg. And Carl has spinal injuries as well, so similar to myself. So the journey for us is going to start in Land's End in Cornwall, and we'll finish in John O'Groats in Scotland, which is 1,400 kilometres. We'll be taking on some of the UK's toughest waters along the course of the journey, so the north coast of Cornwall, north coast of Devon, coming up through the Bristol Channel, and then from which point we'll be using the River Severn and then the canal network, so we'll be coming through Shropshire as part of the journey. But that will allow us to cut out quite a few fair 100 kilometres of the Welsh coast, which could hold us up for a matter of weeks, depending on conditions. So we're going to be coming up the river, coming up the canal network to Ellesmere Port, before we then jump back out on the coast and make our way slowly around Scotland to John O'Groats. We think and hope that it will take about 30 to 35 days, based on doing 50 to 60 kilometres a day. So fingers crossed for a good June and July of this year. But regardless, we're not trying to break a speed record. This hasn't been done before, so even if it takes 40-45 days, we're doing something that's never been done before, and challenging the perception of disability, injury, and what you can do with that. So we are hoping to raise £100,000 for a really incredible charity, which is how we all met each other. The team met through the Armed Forces Para Snow Sports team, which after our injuries, our respective injuries, gave us the opportunity to get back into the mountains, to learn to ski, to learn to do things that we perhaps thought we could never do again. So hoping to raise £100,000. As part of that, are hoping to engage with as many businesses in Shropshire as we can, because this is quite a unique opportunity for national and international exposure for those brands. We've got a film production company on board that are in talks with Channel 4 and Netflix. As much as this will be in the regional press, it will be in the national press, and hopefully we can do something here that gives Shropshire brands the exposure at an international level as well as a national level. There's lots of different packages available. All the sponsorship will help us to offset the cost of delivering the expedition itself, which is about £25,000. Kit and equipment, transport, all of that stuff does add up. So we're looking to engage with sponsors to make the expedition possible in the first place, to give Shropshire companies a real platform to market themselves from. So if you want to get involved, if you visit www.kayak4heroes.co.uk, there's details on there about the sponsorship packages available. There's a contact button on there. There's a link to our Just Giving page if you want to donate some money, and there's just lots of information on there about the journey, the team, what we're doing this for, what it stands for, and thank you very much for considering Kayak for Heroes and for your support.